Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Back on the topic of the MLB today. Today I'm talking Fernando Tatis Jr. He just hit 162 games in his career. So today I'm going to be looking at and reacting to really what I think that means for the future of his career and his future in San Diego. Before we get into that, this is kind of a special video. As you guys that have followed along with us for the last couple months, really since we started the channel, it's a very young channel. This is our studio here in this room that looks like a prison cell, what we call the stew. This will be the very last video in this room. Obviously, we're on campus here at the University of Florida. We have all moved out. Jay's gone. Wade is gone. You guys have seen, hopefully seen, Jay's new setup with all his Buccaneer stuff. Looks really cool. They're all gone, and tomorrow I'm moving out, so soak it all in. This will be the last video in this beautiful room. But let's get right into the video. Tatis, actually, before we really talk about it, I want to do the question of the day. Remember to comment below what you think about it. Do you guys think Tatis has what it takes? Right now, he's technically 3 years into his career, but like I said, just hit 162 games. Do you guys have what it takes, or do you guys think he has what it takes to be the best shortstop ever? Obviously, he swings the bat really well, but there's a lot of arguments to make. Obviously, I guess he's got to take the crown from Derek Jeter. He's my best shortstop ever. So you guys think he has what it takes to be the best ever at his position? Comment below what you think, and at the end of the video, you will hear my opinion. But let's get back onto the main topic. What has he accomplished in his career? So like I said, he just hit his 162nd game. Of course, the significance is his first full season, really a full season, 162 games, and he's finally hit that. Now, of course, like I said, that is spread out over 3 years. But here's the stats that he's posted. I'm just looking at Pro Baseball Reference. 294 batting average, 46 homers in those 162 games, 185 hits, 109 RBIs, 581 slugging percentage, and a 948 OPS. So those are Tatis's stats. Really, the main one that stands out is 46 homers. First of all, as a shortstop, shortstop, I guess, is your quarterback of the NFL, quarterback of a football game, a football team. He's a leader of the infield. He's a leader of the team, really, but he's not a guy you expect to have a whole lot of power. So for Tatis to have 46 homers through his first 162 games, that's really incredible. And we've seen this past season so far, he started off pretty ugly. He did not swing the bat very well. I think his first couple hits really were only homers. He was like 2 for 20 or something. But then he got injured, came back his first game against the Dodgers, took Walker Buehler deep. Then he proceeded to take Trevor Bauer deep twice, and then Kershaw deep. So I think he had 5 homers through 4 games. So I missed one there. But he had 5 homers through 4 games against LA, and he really started to take off there. So his bat really is really unique. I've been reading some comments on MLB posts and some MLB Instagram pages about comparing him to Derek Jeter. A lot of people saying, oh, it's not fair, this and that. I think it's fair. I think it's fair to compare two guys at the same position of the same sport. It's fair to compare those two guys, but I do think that they, of course, have their differences. Derek Jeter played 157 games in his second year in the league. So he played almost an entire full season his second year. And then, of course, we're looking at Tatis, who played 162 games total over his first 3 seasons. So Derek Jeter definitely got thrown into the league, of course, not just into the league, but into the biggest position on the field in New York City with the Yankees. He got thrown right into there. So he did have a little bit of a slower start, per se. He certainly hit a lot less home runs. I think when we look at Tatis's career and look at when it's over, how many home runs he's hit, Derek Jeter had 260 career home runs. Tatis will probably have double that, if not more. So home runs, Tatis is off the charts right now. And I don't really mean to make this whole video about comparing him to Derek Jeter. That's just a comparison that I've heard people doing, and some people say it's not fair, and I think it is fair, but they have their differences as players. So Tatis right now is looking really unique as ever. He hit the 100 RBI mark, 109. That's a lot of RBIs. I really like to see that. His on-base percentage getting near 400. That's pretty good. Slugging percentage over 500. That's pretty good. Everything about Fernando Tatis is really very good. I say pretty good for those couple stats, but he's a very good player. But of late, I have not necessarily not been impressed. I have been really disappointed in his fielding. He leads the National League in errors. His fielding percentage right now is like 770, which I don't know if it sounds good, but when I hear 770, I think batting average. I'm like, well, wow, that's good. Fielding percentage should not be 770. That's roughly every 1 of every 4 balls he's going to boot. That's not good. Your fielding percentage, especially as a shortstop, as high of a caliber as Tatis, should be a lot higher. So as of right now, everything about his game is impressive, but his defense really isn't. And as a shortstop, that's not your main thing. I guess your main thing is as at the plate, which he does well, but you're the pinnacle of the defense. You're the leader of the defense. You can't be leading the National League in errors, so I don't like to see that from Tatis at all. Now, obviously, he's super young. The Padres gave him this $340 million deal only 140 games into his career. Hadn't even played a full season, and they were willing to do this, and for good reason. The guy shows promise. I like him a lot. I think he's a great player, so don't get me wrong. Yes, he makes a lot of errors, or at least does right now, but I like him a lot. But it's just he's young, and you can't expect perfection from a guy like this. Another alarming thing, along with these errors, of course, the labrum injury in his I think it was right shoulder a couple weeks ago, but that only kept him out for roughly 10 days. So I was impressed to see him come back so soon from that. But you hate to see a guy as young as he is getting injured. So there's a couple red flags with Tatis through his first 162 games, and that is right now, at least currently, his defense, and that injury just doesn't sit well with me at the moment. But when you look at Tatis, especially as a Padres fan, if I'm a Padres fan, I love the guy, and I definitely like putting the future of the franchise in his hands. He's the new face of the MLB. I compare him to LeBron of the NBA. I guess maybe a younger comparison. I don't know. I'm not an NBA guy, so maybe Patrick Mahomes of the NFL is the right comparison. He's the young face of the league, and I hope nothing but the best for Tatis. I think he's got a super bright future ahead of him. Like I said, the home runs, for him to hit 46 through his first 162 games, and that of course is spread out over the 3 years. I've mentioned that before. So it's safe to assume that he has a hot streak this year. I can look at it right now. How many home runs does he have this season? He's already up to 7. I think the league leader has 9 or 10. So he's got 7 home runs right now. Say he has a hot streak, he could hit 40. He could hit 40 this year, and then right now through it says he plays 160 games this year, and he's got already 162 under his belt. So whatever, he's at roughly 320 games. Just that's a number off the top of my head. He's already almost at 100 home runs if he continues at this pace. That's insane. The guy can slug for a shortstop, and when you look at the best shortstops in the league, Corey Seager does hit a lot of home runs. Xander Bogaerts hits his share of home runs, maybe 25, 30 in a season. Lindor, one of the best shortstops in the league, does not hit a lot of home runs. Tatis hits the ball over the fence really better than any shortstop I've ever really seen in my life. So that is what I love about Tatis. And when I look at his stats right now, if there's one thing that stands out to me, it's the fact that he's got 46 home runs through his first 162 games. So that's really all for the video. That's my reaction to Tatis right now. Like I said, it's a big deal. Just hit 162 games, and the guy has nothing but a bright future ahead of him. I love to see it. As far as the question of the day, does he have what it takes to be the best ever? At this very moment, I guess the answer is no. The best ever shortstop for me has to be a guy that is flawless on defense. And right now, Tatis is not that. He's a great defender overall, I guess, through the last couple of years. He's shown he can make great plays. He's got a good arm. He can really throw it across the diamond very well. But at the moment, he's booting too many balls. And so if I had to make a decision based off of what I've seen so far, Tatis might go down as the best home run hitting shortstop ever. But as far as the best shortstop ever, I'm going to need to see more consistency on defense for me to be able to give him that credit over a guy like Derek Jeter. But guys, that's all for the video. Remember, soak in this beautiful room I'm in. Again, excuse the blandness. I'm just, like I said, I'm moving out tomorrow. But thanks for watching, guys. Remember, this is the last video in the studio. Guys, 2-minute warning. Thanks for watching.